Hello everyone, welcome back to Mrs. Dre Food channel. I hope everyone is doing well. In today's recipe, I'm going to show you how to make the easiest and the tastiest ripe plantain puff puff or BOFROT. So if you are interested, please keep on watching. For this recipe, you need 4 cups of flour, which is all-purpose flour. For this recipe, I am going to use 2 ripe plantain. You can even use the overripe one. I am also going to use half an onion, which is a medium-sized onion, and 1 Scotch bonnet pepper. You can also use habanero. For this recipe, I am going to use 3 teaspoons of dried active yeast. I am also going to use 1 cup of warm water. For this recipe, you need 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. I am also going to use 1 extra teaspoon of sugar, and you see why. And last but not least, you need 1/4 teaspoon of salt to taste. Hey friends, I also want to let you know that I got all these ingredients from the Culture Shop UK, and they sent me these wonderful and fresh salmon steaks. They also sent me these ripe plantain you see here, as well as the onions and the Scotch bonnet pepper. If you struggle to get your items delivery, if you don't want to go, well, they will do everything for you. They will deliver it for you at chosen time, and also you get 5% off the price on your first buy. So this is just a reminder here. Watch this video.
Are you tired after a long day? Has work got you stressed out? Are you struggling to find time to go shopping, to go to the grocery store, to get things such as, your yams, your plantains? Well, if you are, we understand and we want to help. So, for those of you that do believe in these things, we've devised a simple 4-step plan to assist you to get to that destination. Step 1, you log on to our website, www.thecultureshop.co.uk. Step 2, you select your groceries. Step 3, you select the best time and day to deliver these groceries. And step 4, you receive your groceries. We also understand that with the types of groceries that we are dealing with, that you might have some special requests. So we've created a little text box just for you, just so that you can put in whatever small or large request that you have, so that we can understand you better.
So the first thing to do is to proof our yeast. Add the 3 tablespoon yeast in warm water, and then add 1 teaspoon of sugar to help it activate faster. Next, stir it for about 10 to 15 seconds and cover it and let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. In the meantime, I peeled my 2 ripe plantain. I have my onion and Scotch bonnet pepper ready. So now I am going to use my food processor to blend it. But if you haven't got a food processor, you can always use the blender. I don't want mine very smooth, and you see that there will be a few bits of pepper inside, so that's why I am using my food processor. Now put the lid back on and blend it. So as I said, if you are using your blender, blend it until it's very smooth, or if you want to have it like mine, you can use your food processor, and do not add any water, please. So blend it until you get this consistency. I am now going to get my flour ready. So put 4 cups of plain flour in a container, and then add in 1.5 tablespoon of sugar. You could also add more or less, it depends on you. Next, add in 1/4 teaspoon of salt to taste, and then mix everything together, and then your flour will be ready. Next step, very easy. You can now add in the ripe plantain with onion and Scotch bonnet pepper paste to it. By the way, some people do add nutmeg to it, but I don't. And if you want to have it more spicy, you can increase the Scotch bonnet pepper or even the onions. Now let's get back to our yeast, and as you could see, it has bubbled. It means my yeast is fine and still alive. Alright, the next step is to add the yeast. So I usually add half a cup of yeast to begin with, and then mix everything together with your hands or with a spatula, whichever you feel comfortable with, but I think it's easier to do it by hand. And then keep on adding the remaining yeast, but always add it carefully. You should be fine with 1 cup of water, but if you think the batter is too tight, you can add 2 tablespoons extra water. But this is the consistency we are looking for. This is what we are aiming for, so you really need to try and achieve this. All right. The next step is to cover the batter with cling film or a damp cloth, and then we are going to let it sit in a warm area for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. And this is it. This is my puff batter, and as you can see, it has doubled up in size. So mine was pretty quick because it had risen in about 30 minutes. It's because my kitchen is an oven by itself. So it's very hot, so it depends on your kitchen. All right guys, so now I am going to mix this with my spatula just to remove all the air bubbles, and my batter is ready for my puff. Next step is to pour enough oil and let it heat up, and I'm using vegetable oil, just to let you know. When the oil is hot enough, you can start to scoop your puff. If it's sticky, just dip your hands in cold water and let it fry. Alright guys, so these are my beautiful plantain puff, and as you can see, they are starting to turn brown, a nice golden brown. You can turn them over with a skewer, or sometimes they turn over by themselves. Alright, so this is the right time for me to start taking my puff off the oil, because they are turning brown, a nice golden brown, and this is it. This was a close-up. So I am now removing my puffs from it, and I am going to let the oil drain in kitchen towel. And the ones you see here are my second batch of plantain bofrots or plantain puff. So it is very quick to make. Alright my dear friends, so here you can see my lovely plantain puff, and it smells so good in the kitchen. So I am now going to show you a close-up. I'm going to open it so that you see how nice and perfectly fried it is. So this is it now, and I am now going to open it. So look at this very nice, wonderful plantain puff. You can also see a few bits of the pepper, and this is how I like it. It's just for a change. It doesn't change anything in the recipe, whether with little bits or smooth. Alright friends, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thanks Benjamin and the Culture Shop UK for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.